In a life defined by accomplishment and devotion to others, you exemplify the Academy's motto, "Be worthy of your heritage." Deerfield is proud to count you among its alumni and honored to present you with this year's Heritage Award. Now, without further ado, Kiana and Alan, take it away.
So how do you keep Hasbro relevant and thriving in changing times?
When you're running a company, when you're running a school, when you're doing anything, I think one of the things that people forget the most is the most important component of a company or a school are its people. And if you take good care of your people, they'll take good care of you. And why? Because it's a we team, not a me team.
You've accomplished a lot, and I'm sure you have much to be proud of, but would you mind sharing with us the biggest mistake you've made or one of the biggest regrets you have in your career?
There are many people that started at 20 and, have spent 25, 30, 35 years at Hasbro. There are times that they become a blockage to the new world. So I sometimes, a lot of times, stayed with people too long. And one of the things that I do, Kiana, is probably every 2 months I go back to Hasbro and I sit with 50 to 60 of our high potential young people. I want them to understand, even though they're new, who are the people that came before them. I've made every mistake in the book, but I'm here to tell about it.
What kinds of challenges have you encountered more specifically in working with people across different cultures in all of your travels around the world?
Well, there were 2 rules that I had at Hasbro that anyone going overseas had to follow. Number 1, no one is asked to go to a place that I'm not willing to go to. Number 2, do not put your American or your Chinese or your Asian values on another culture unless you understand their history, their religion, and their culture. Because too many times we think that the way we do things is right, but it's not for them. Understand the dynamics you're dealing with. Don't only think that the way you're thinking is the only way of thinking. You have to understand both sides.
To sort of bring this conversation a little bit back to Deerfield and to get your perspective on some discussions we've been having on campus, all of us, how is anyone to uphold a growth-oriented mindset in a world, in a culture where achievement is so heavily emphasized?
There's no real easy answer to that because it's a road, it's a journey. I desperately wanted my father and my brother, when I came home after 5 or 6 months at a clip, to pat me on the rear end and say, "Great job." Never happened. And then I had to make a couple of decisions on my own in Hong Kong because of the communication. And I learned something that has stuck with me, that once you respect yourself, it does not matter what other people think. Because many people live by achievement, but that's not the way you grow. Achievement morphs into growth and personal learning. But once you've achieved a couple of those goals, you then begin to say, hey, all of these awards don't really mean that much to me. How am I going to be a change agent for good and make a difference in this world?
What is one thing that you wish you could have changed while at Deerfield, and what's one thing you would, looking back, change now?
What would I change? How many times a day do they check you in here? But in general, Deerfield was just a special, there was a camaraderie, there was a sense of being proud. But what would I change today? I'm not allowed to say that totally because I'd have to listen to you all, and I'd have to say, what would you change for the next group that comes here?
Thank you. I think that's a great way to end this, sort of a call for us to be active leaders in our communities and maybe make some of those changes. So I'd just like to thank you one more time for being here with us today, for making the trip, and for all of your insight.
Thank you.